Hi guys, this is me, Mr. Reedner, here to talk to you about course selection for the next 3 years. By now you should have seen this presentation in its entirety from Ms. Schroeder, who did an excellent job of reviewing all the materials I provided her. I want to go into depth in just a few areas to help you make your course selections. Now, as you're freshmen and looking at the next 3 years, we want to make sure that as we select courses, we keep in mind what our core requirements are in our core areas for our given diploma. So specifically in English, math, science, social studies, and PE and health, make sure we satisfy the requirements for our diploma. In addition, if you are attempting to earn an academic honors diploma, you need to make sure that you meet the requirements of World Language and Fine Arts. Just to recall, for Core 40, World Language and Fine Arts are encouraged but not required. We also want to make sure that we're taking elective classes in various areas so we can use this to explore. While we're exploring, we want to make sure that we do hone in eventually on an elective area, that we take several courses within that area so we can really explore in depth what a given career sequence might be in a particular area. So we're going to look specifically at agriculture, business, engineering and technology, and facts, in addition to anything offered by our Career Center. And then finally, as we're selecting courses, we want to keep in mind our dual credit options, because it is important that when opportunity arises, we take advantage of those dual credit classes to save us some money in college. So first things first, for classes of 2024, which is you, we need to make sure that we have our required sophomore classes, which is, of course, our English class. You'll select either English 10 or English 10 CP, which stands for college prep. You'll need to take a semester of health and a semester of PE. Typically, those are opposite one another, but not always. If you've not yet taken geography and history of the world as a freshman, for whatever reason, we'll need to take that as a sophomore. If you've already taken geography as a sophomore, there is not a social studies class for you to take as a sophomore, and then that would free up a chance for another elective. Math-wise, if you're in Algebra 1 now, you'll take geometry next year. If you're in geometry now as a freshman, you'll take Algebra 2 next year. In a few instances, you can double up in Algebra 2 and geometry. Those students must be approved by Ms. Baker. They must have an A average in Algebra 1. And as a counselor, my expectation for those students that double up is that they will take math all 4 years, and I will expect students to do so. And then finally, you're going to take either chemistry or another Core 40 science class, which I'll explain here in another slide what your options would be. As a junior, you will take U.S. history or advanced U.S. history. You'll take math, which is for a Core 40 diploma would be your third year of math. Same with science. You take another science class typically, which should fulfill the minimum Core 40 requirement. And then juniors still have to take a composition and a literature class. And finally, as a senior, you'll take another year of your final year of English, and that typically consists of a semester of composition and a semester of literature. You will take government and economics, which you could take the summer prior to your senior year. If not, you'll take that during your senior year. And then finally, you will need to take a math or a science class. Even if you fulfilled your core requirements to that point, you'll need to take something along those lines to keep those math and science skills sharp moving out of high school. Now, specifically, students might ask, what science class do I take? So you're all taking biology this year. As a sophomore, if you have a B or better average in Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, we're going to direct you to take a chemistry. If you do not have a B or better average in Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, you will not take chemistry, and we will instead encourage you to take conceptual physics your junior year. Either chemistry or conceptual physics satisfies the same category for the Core 40 diploma. The additional Core 40 science classes that you could take if you are not taking chemistry as a sophomore would include advanced animal science, advanced foods, advanced life science, plant and soils. You would not take anatomy yet. That would be a junior year course. You could take animal science. Again, chemistry 2 would be a junior year course. You could potentially take computer science 1 or natural resource management. Physics 2 would be probably a senior year course. And then the other option would probably be plant and soil science or the second year of engineering as a sophomore. So your animal science, food science, plant and soil science, computer science, natural resource management, or Project Lead the Way 2 would all satisfy that third year of science, and you could take those as a sophomore. So your selection would really be based on your interest level at that point. Just to recap, if you're a sophomore with a B average or better in Algebra 1 or 2, you take chemistry. Otherwise, you would select animal science, food science, plant and soil, natural resource, computer science, or project lead the way as a sophomore, and then those students would take conceptual physics as a junior. Anyone could take anatomy as a junior if they wanted. They could also take chemistry 2 as a junior or senior if they've completed chemistry 1, and then they could take physics 2 as a senior if they've completed pre-calculus and trigonometry. English options get a little more complicated starting your junior year. So sophomores, you'll take English 10 or English 10 CP College Prep. As a junior, we give you some more options. We want you to take a semester of composition and a semester of literature, both junior and senior year, but you have some options. Junior year, for that semester of composition, you will select between Composition 1, which is your typical college writing class, or Technical Communications, which is a business communication class. You learn how to do PowerPoints and business letters and other forms of communication. The semester of literature that you'll be required as a junior can be fulfilled by either American literature, where you read books written by American authors, dramatic literature, you'll read plays, etymology, which is the study of words in the English language, or film literature. You will watch some famous movies that have shaped cinema, and then you'll write some reflection pieces on that. Senior year, again, you'll take a semester of composition and a semester of literature. For composition, you could take Composition 2, or if you've not already taken Technical Communications, you could take that. For your literature class, you could take Contemporary Literature, or if you've not yet taken Dramatic, Etymology, or Film, you could select one of those classes. Or you could take our dual credit English class. First semester would be Composition, W131 through IU. And second semester would be Literature, L202, again through IU. For that advanced English class your senior year, you would need to have a B average to qualify. Many students like to take advantage of our CTE or Career Technical Education classes. We participate with the Newcastle Career Center. They have many 1 or 2 year programs. If you look on this slide, if it says 1 and 2, that means those are 2 year programs. I can tell you broadcasting you can take as a 1 or 2. Same with building trades, and same with computer technology. Cosmetology must be taken for 2 years, same with dental careers. But other courses like culinary arts, graphic design, engineering, you can take for 1 or 2 years. Same with vet careers, you could take 1 or 2 years. And then welding would be another one you would have to take for 2 years, same. And then finally, precision machining, you could take 1 or 2 years. If you have questions about that, I'll be happy to answer that for you. For all of these CTE classes, you must apply separately to get into these programs. I will meet with you during scheduling and we'll select courses, but then after that, you would need to fill out an application, which you would get from me. You would turn it in when it's complete, and then you would be interviewed by a career teacher over at the Newcastle Career Center, and they would have the final say whether or not you're accepted into the program. All of these programs are half-day. You would either go there in the morning or in the afternoon. You would earn 3 elective credits each semester, or 6 in a year, for your participation in those programs. So we would have to be mindful of fitting in all your other core classes here at Shenandoah. A couple other CTE options to think about. The Anderson Community School System also has a career center. We will send students specifically for their collision repair or the automotive services. Most of their other programs are mirrored at Newcastle, and we would rather send students to Newcastle because of our long-standing relationship. If you are looking at taking a CTE course of study outside our building, and you specifically want to earn an academic honors diploma, we will need to have conversations about how you will satisfy your world language requirement, and science and math needs to be fulfilled as well. That can be done. It does take some planning, and it can be a little tight at times. Other things to think about: summer school, especially if you're trying to fit everything you want into 4 years, you might need to look at summer school. We don't offer that many options outside of credit recovery, with the exception of government and economics, which you can take the year Following your junior year and before your senior year, so that's summer, you can take both government economics. Besides that, it's pretty much credit recovery classes over the summer. Finally, we'll end with this sheet. You should have all filled out your four-year course plan on paper prior to trying to enter it online. I will collect these hard copies and keep them just as a backup, but we want to get everything entered online because there's some great features online that we want you to take advantage of. So guys, if you have any questions about selecting your courses for 4 years, please see me and I'll be happy to sit down with you individually. Have a great day.